Today is Halo Combat Evolved, Lasso, Legendary All Skulls on, but my screen is going to zoom 5% every time I die. And for anybody that's ever played a Lasso game, that should be a lot of times I'm going to die. So let's go ahead and let's just do it. So the first thing I want to do is obviously change to the better graphics. There we go. Oh my god, look, this is so great. Oh, it's so well done. I think we need a third remake. Alright, I've never really done a speedrun on Halo at all. All I know is I've beaten this campaign a couple times, and I've beaten this level a lot more times than that. I quickly made it to the bridge, grabbed Cortana, and began my journey. I actually managed to clear this room for the first time. Every single time in testing, I think I died. I never made it past this room. Now, for anyone unfamiliar with lasso challenges, you might be asking why I just ran up to a large group of enemies and started boxing them. Now, it's actually because of a certain skull, and that skull is called Black Eye, which makes your shields only recharge after you melee an enemy. So to clear up any possible future confusions for this video, I'm just going to take a couple seconds and briefly go over all of the skulls enabled. Now, for the lasso, for Combat Evolved, there are 12 total skulls that we have to go over. Okay, so starting with Black Eye, the one we just discussed, your shields only recharge when you melee enemies, but it is an instant recharge. And then we have Boom, which makes explosion radius doubled. Next we have Eye Patch, which disables aim assist. Famine, which halves ammo that is dropped by AI. Then we have Fog, which just disables the motion tracker. We have Foreign, which disables our ability to use any Covenant weapon. And then my personal favorite, Grunt Birthday Party, which makes it sound like the grunts are having a grand old time. Grunt Funeral, which makes them explode on their death. And the Iron Skull, which makes this challenge the hardest that it possibly could. Every time you die, if you're in solo, you reset the level completely. Malfunction disables a random element of your HUD every time you restart or die. And Mythic, I think, doubles the enemy's health. I know it increases it, I believe it's double. And finally, Recession makes every shot cost twice the ammo.
Here we go!
Attempt number 1 was okay, it was a good trial run. I died very quickly to that plasma grenade that I managed to not see somehow. And we get to see my first 5% magnification. The first 5% didn't really feel like a whole lot. There it is right there. It's hard to notice, I'll play it again. But throughout the video, it zooms in a lot more, so you get to really notice the effects. So for attempt number 2, I made a mistake that would carry with me till almost the end of the entire challenge. So I ran through too fast at the beginning, and I didn't realize, because I don't play Combat Evolved that much, that this is a crucial error and you cannot pick up the Magnum because it does not spawn in. So I didn't realize this initially, but attempt number 2, I made this mistake and I kept making it until almost the end of the run. Attempt number 3 was going great. I was progressing farther than I had on all of my many first 2 runs until I made it to this room, where I would be stuck for several runs, and it just all of a sudden became a strategy of how can I beat this room. But that card just want to flank on me. I'm dead. Oh my god. Alright. Awesome. It wasn't until attempt number 6 and the valiant sacrifice of that Marine where I finally built up enough courage to devise my plan to beat this room. And that plan went against everything I wanted to do, which is play it safe, shoot from afar, and I decided to just run past everything and just take the shots and skip it. And in the end, I just got gunned down by a couple of elites, but I learned a valuable lesson of ignoring all of my problems. Oh, I'm dead. Awesome, dude. I can get this here. No, I can't. Oh my god, I can't run up the stairs all the way. Dude, why can't I not make that jump? Attempt 7 was a fluke accident, but attempts 8 and 9, I was now running into a new issue that I had not dealt with before. And that is the zoom actually affecting my gameplay. And since by now we are at a 45% zoom, here is a side-by-side comparison of the original zoom and now the 45% zoom. In order to beat this room, I decided that I would try running up the stairs and not jumping completely. So I panicked and jumped across and actually was able to clear the room. Right here, I needed to get the grunt to explode to kill these elites. Otherwise, I would get bullied by the elites and lose. Luckily, I was able to headshot the grunt close enough to them to blow them up, and I just got to finish them off with 2 quick shots. Yes! Wow! I was pretty happy that I'd beaten that section, but I still had one more section coming up that would give me a lot more problems called maintenance. But I actually ended up clearing this pretty easily. I just snuck up through the back exit and landed a headshot on an unaware grunt. And after a shootout with this elite, I had quickly cleared the first maintenance section. Yes! Wow. I ended up clearing a good bit after this, and even ended up finishing the second maintenance section before I ended up trapped in a corner and died to a plasma grenade in one of the most embarrassing deaths I've ever had in my entire Halo experience. Oh my god, there's no way, dude. It's fucking so stupid. Needless to say, I was really feeling the frustration of this challenge, with the zoom combined with the all skulls giving me a really hard time. And also just the fact that Halo was one of the only games left that I play that will make me rage under any circumstance. For example, enjoy these clips. I shot him in the fucking neck. How did all 3 of those elites survive fucking nuclear explosions? Or I have a lot if I didn't lose half of my health to just random explosions that just happen in the fucking map. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Stop talking. I can't fucking even aim anymore. Open the fucking door, Jesus Christ. This challenge really had me raging at doors. And after 5 really poor attempts and 5 very quick deaths, I realized that I needed to take a quick 5-minute break and come back with a clear head so I can just beat this challenge once and for all. But breaks are for losers, and I pressed on, and I ended up making a discovery that would impact the rest of my runs. It had taken 2 whole hours, but I had finally discovered the secret to Halo Combat Evolved speedrunning, and that secret was patience. The reason I wasn't picking up the Magnum, which I did not know at the time, was that I was running too fast. I was speedrunning too good, so fast that the Magnum would not spawn.
Captain Keys.
If you move too fast
Don't keep it loaded, son.
without touching anything here, that it doesn't spawn. So maybe just like touch a guy or something. Yeah, okay, so wow, that's gonna make me really frustrated if that was the reason I have not had the Magnum this whole time. Now that I had access to the Magnum, it seemed like my possibilities were limitless, but attempt 16 sucked and I wasn't even close to clearing the farthest room I'd cleared before. Once again, here is the current zoom comparison side by side. This is the original versus about 200%, which is almost at this point covering both of my monitors. Attempts number 17 through 20 were pretty standard, pretty average, run-of-the-mill attempts where I ended up putting myself in a bad situation and paying for it. But then, attempt 21 happened. Something completely unexpected, something completely amazing. This was the one. Attempt number 21 started off as a normal run. I talked to Captain Keys, I killed the first 3 grunts, and I punched this stupid idiot in the back. But what followed next would be what separated attempt number 21 from every other attempt this far. I was picking the right targets, I was playing it safe, I was being patient, I was playing the best attempt I had played this entire challenge. I had managed to do good so far this run, but I barely clutched this 2v1 against the elites hiding in this room, and it left me in desperate need of health. Despite my need for health, I was able to outplay not 1, not 2, but 3 whole elites. Wow! I was not expecting to get that kill. I then narrowly avoided death. I then continued to use my great strategy and aim to get myself through the second maintenance section and into the final encounter of the level. I used my actually good aim to shoot this grunt with 1 headshot and hopefully clear the last group of enemies and be done with the level. But I knew it wouldn't be that easy. Heard an elite take damage. That should be it, right? Surely those elites die. Right? Come on.
Quickly, get aboard before it launches.
This has to be it. This boat? Yes! Oh my god. Oh. Finally. It took 3 hours. which in hindsight doesn't seem too bad when you think about all the other lasso challenges Halo has, like Halo 2, which I will never be attempting. But also, this level is a par 15, so it doesn't include lasso, it doesn't account for the difficulty of it, but it still definitely seems like a large margin of time, at least in difference. So you see me zoom out, and that's about a 200% zoom for the 20 deaths that we had this whole challenge. And I'd like to take a moment to say a massive thank you to everyone who stuck around to the end of the video. It means so much to me, and I really appreciate the support. I told myself that I would never be this kind of YouTuber that would ask for like or subscribe, but having spent so much time editing and so much time recording in total, I really would appreciate a like and a subscribe, any kind of support, a comment, anything, just to show me that you liked the video, so that it really gives me the motivation to keep making videos. So with all that said, I'm going to throw in a couple bloopers at the end of this, just as a little send off, because I've recorded this whole outro in one take and it's taken a couple tries, and I figured, oh, I'll make use of the clips. So thank you all again, and I'll play those now. I kept one blooper to put at the very end of this, because I kept a couple bloopers to put at the end of the video, just kind of as a little fun thing to do. I don't know what I'm saying. And now I'd like to take a huge moment. A huge moment?